Hello, this is Andy Ashworth, and I want to tell you how the BabyGaze works. It's very simple, very straightforward, but a lot of people think it's too good to be true and too simple, but it's based on very simple neurobiological principles. Let's look to start with how people use this in their early lives. Babies use this gaze all the time when they're feeding. When they're feeding, they need their automatic parasympathetic nervous system to stimulate their guts and to feed. We can use the same technique to actually overcome fight and flight feelings. So let's look first of all at the mind-body connection. As we can see, our brain is connected through the limbic system and the amygdala, which is the alarm system of the brain, down through the brainstem to the spinal cord and then onto our organs. Now, emotion affects the body. We get triggers which stimulate our emotional limbic system, and that makes the alarm system go off in the amygdala. When the alarm system goes off, through the sympathetic fight and flight nervous system, the organs are made to actually respond, quite the opposite of when a baby's feeding. So we get the body ready to fight or to run away, flight. Now that leads us into now what amounts to a circuit. There are sensors in the body which take information back to an area at the front of the brain called the ventromedial prefrontal cortex. And that gives us feelings in the body. We feel the sensation of all sorts of things going on in our bodies. And our brain looks at that. And if we're not actually running away or fighting, it does something else with the information that it's getting from the body. It turns it into emotional feelings, like anxiety or sometimes anger. And those emotional feelings again become triggers which stimulate the system. And the whole thing becomes a circuit that just feeds itself and goes on, and it becomes very difficult to break. Now, sometimes things can get even worse because we have what we'll call a panic circuit. The senses can go through a panic shortcut straight to the alarm. It's in an area of the brain called the periaqueductal grey, but let's not worry about the technical things. That panic circuit causes the alarm at the amygdala to go off, and it shortcuts straight back to the body. So when that happens, the whole body starts to go, and of course it takes with it the same feeling of the anxiety, because it goes up to the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, gives us body feelings, gives us emotional feelings, sets off the alarm again, and round we go. So how are we going to address that? Well, let's look at the way that the wiring goes actually inside the midbrain. This part is deep in the brain, low down part of the automatic brain. Some long words coming up, but what we'll do is we'll simplify it. First of all, we want to look at this nucleus here, a bit of the brain which is a switch. It switches on the body's calming down nervous system. It's the most rostral, that means the highest part of the parasympathetic nervous system in the body. And it lies between the oculomotor nucleus and the trochlear nucleus. Okay, what are they? Well, they're switches that cause our eyes to move in certain directions. The oculomotor nucleus, which is also known as the third cranial nerve, does a lot of eye movements. It causes the eyes to move up, it causes the eyes to move inwards, and it causes the eyes to move down. The trochlear nucleus is also known as the fourth cranial nerve nucleus, and it causes the eye simply to look upwards and inwards. All it does, it's got one purpose and one purpose only, When we use those two things together, then we put in more power into the aiding of S-bowel nucleus, and we cause it to be stimulated and to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. Just as Anna's doing here, as she uses on the right her third cranial nerve and on the left her fourth cranial nerve. Now Anna's using that to help her feed, but we can use it to break the anxiety circuit and the panic circuit. Because when anxiety strikes, it gets the body going and it gives us body feelings and it gives us emotional feeling. But if we stimulate like Anna, our aiding of S-bowel nucleus, then we can actually balance the stimulating noradrenaline at the organs to calm the organs down and take away the sensation going back to the body, to the brain, ceases to have the body feeling, and the emotional feeling goes away with it. So by breaking the circuit, we can, like Anna, be calm. Carry on using the BabyGaze whenever you get problems with anxiety, anger or panic, because it's a very simple way. Don't forget, feel your body, adopt the gaze and wait for the body feeling to go. Just concentrate on the body feeling and the emotional feeling will settle down. Thank you for watching.